It's February 22nd, 2022, and I'm about to make a big old mess. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple. A few weeks ago, the Organized Pineapple invited me, along with a couple of other ladies, to do a huge declutter with her. 222 items decluttered from our homes to celebrate February 22nd, 2222. And we started gathering things right away because 222 items is a lot to gather all in one day. But today, we're all going to post our videos. I'll post a link in the description below so you can find the other videos as well. For now, I'm going to show you what I found to declutter from my home. You may have seen this box in one of my other videos, but I didn't show you what was inside of it until now. It's actually a bunch of clothes and things that I kept when I did a declutter several months ago of clothing, but some of these were really vibrant, pretty colors, so I kept the stuff thinking maybe I would do a craft with it, back when I was still thinking like maybe I would do a craft with stuff, but I'm not going to do it, so I'll show you what's in it now. I had this hat. I think it wasn't something I was going to do a craft with, but it's in the box. But I also had some shirts and some sweaters. Had this jacket. It's a pretty green color. So, yeah, I kept all of this stuff thinking the colors and the fabrics were just pretty colors, pretty textures. Maybe I would use them. So, all of that. And then I also had some belts that came off of things because I thought maybe I might use that for something in the craft. And I also had a whole bunch of scarves. I don't even look good in scarves, which is why they're in this box and they never got used. I mean, I would just buy them and everybody else was wearing them and they looked so pretty on everybody else, but when I would get them, I just really didn't like them on me. I tried, but it just didn't work out. So I have a whole bunch of scarves. I think there's like 12 at least scarves in here. All that stuff is going to go. In addition to that box of clothes that I'm not going to use for crafts, I also found some clothes in the closet that I'm ready to let go of. I have 12 scarves, 6 belts, 18 items of clothing, and 1 hat. That's 37 so far. In this group, I have a shower curtain. It's a beautiful color of purple, but our bathroom is small, so I think it's better to have a light color, so I swapped it out for a white shower curtain. And those are curtains that we used to have in our bedroom at our other house. And I made those, but they just really don't go anywhere in this house. The windows are different, and I don't decorate with those colors in this house. So I'm going to let those go. And there are 3 remnants of fabric. One of them's a pretty big remnant, a pretty big piece of fabric, and the other 2 are not quite as big. But I'm not sewing anymore, at least not as much as I used to, so I'm letting my fabric go. And a couple of placemats. I guess that's what these are. Little placemats of some sort, or scarves or something. I don't know. But I'm not using them for anything, so I'm going to let those go too. And we have more towels than we need, so I'm going to let go of 5 of our towels. I found this tablet of cardstock in my office, and I don't think I've used a single page in here. And I'm not doing this kind of crafty stuff anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and let that go. And you may remember this bag from when I decluttered that bin of yarn not too long ago. This bag was in there and it had some things in it, but I didn't go through it at the time. Well, I have gone through it now, and I found this book, How to Teach Yourself How to Crochet, and also this little booklet that shows you how to do a crayon and embroidery craft. Well, I must have thought this was really interesting because I also found this little kit in there. And I wasn't sure at first, but I figured out I actually made this myself and put it together because this is a birthday card. I think it was 2005 that I gave to one of my little nieces. And the design on the birthday card that's what this is. I drew this on here, and these must be the colors I was going to use. I think this is just absolutely adorable, and I know I'm not going to finish it, so I'm going to go ahead and post this on my local Buy Nothing site and see if there's anybody who would like to finish it. Now, I was going to count every single thing in here. Like, there's a whole bunch of things of floss, and there's a card and all that. I was going to count all of that separately, but I decided I have so much stuff in my house to get rid of. I'm just going to count it as one thing. So, all of that, counting as one. And I also have 19 cross-stitch patterns. These were in my basement, and I went down there to see if I could find anything down there to get rid of in my bookshelves, because I have a lot of books downstairs too. And so I found all these, 19 of those. Also, this is a booklet of cross-stitch patterns, so there's a bunch of patterns in that one. And I found these 2 books with cross-stitch patterns. So I don't do any cross-stitching anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and let all of that go. And I found 12 puzzle books to let go of. I also found some activity books and some coloring books and some that were more like interactive play. Like this one, for instance, this is a dollhouse, and when you open it up, it becomes a really cool dollhouse. I can't do it with one hand, but maybe you can get the idea. So that's pretty cool. And also, this is one you can put photos in. So there's 13 altogether. This is what the dollhouse looks like when it's opened up. And as you can see, it has 2 floors and it has 8 rooms. When you open the book all the way up, you tie the ribbons to keep the book open, so you can play with it as a dollhouse. And it also came with some paper doll people and accessories. And I'm letting all of these books go as well. Plus, there's 4 bookmarks and some little McDonald's crayons. This has 4 books in it, but I'm only counting it as one item because they actually came as a set. I used to have these hanging over our dining room table, but after I painted, I decided I wanted to do something different in there, so I'm not going to be hanging these back up. I'm going to let them go. As you can see, they're pretty big, and they need to have anchors to hang, and they're pretty heavy, and frankly, I don't want to dust them. So, even though they're pretty cool, and I do like them, I'm going to let them go. And I found 7 baskets that I'm ready to let go of. I found some decorative plates that I'm not using for any reason, so I'm going to let those go. And this cute little cup, it's adorable, but I'm not using it anywhere, so I'm going to go ahead and let that go. And I found this, it was still in the bubble wrap, little tea cozy, and this is a little miniature tea set, and I never even took it out of the bubble wrap, so I'm going to go ahead and let that go. And I found these mason jars. There's 9 of them. I only counted it as 1 for this purpose. And so all of that is going to go. I have 3 old calendars, and the reason I put them in here was in case someone wanted to use them for a craft, or maybe they collect calendars. So I wanted to give them a chance before I put them in the recycle bin. Maybe they can find a new home and somebody can use them. I also have this picture. This came in a calendar that we bought one year, but I never used it. And I have this little strawberry shortcake album. And I also have these 3 patterns that were patterns that my mom bought when I was a little girl. So I have 8 more items. I have 10 more items here. Some of them are things that I never even used, including this pair of shoes, and also one of my poems that I framed, and I didn't realize, but I have 2 of them. So I'm going to let this one go. I have 10 more items here that can be used for crafty items, including this bag full of the buttons that I found, but I'm only going to count it as one item. And these cardstock remnants, I'm only going to count that as one item as well. I also found some office type things that I'm ready to let go of. I have another pack of these erasers, and they last a really long time, so I'm going to let these two go. I'm only going to count it as one. And this planner, if you watch my channel, you know I use one page and then I never use it again. So yet another planner that I'm going to be letting go of. So that's 8 more items. And I'm letting go of 19 jewelry items. And here are 22 more items that I'm letting go of today, including some hair bands and a whole container of hair bands that I'm letting go of. And I'm letting the container go too, but I'm only going to count this as one item. There you have it. All the stuff I gathered to declutter today in one spot. 224 items. That's enough stuff that I could start one of those little booths like in a peddler's mall and sell the stuff if I wanted to. But I'm not going to do that because I want it out of my house as soon as possible. So I'm going to just give it all away. And don't forget, pop over and watch the Organized Pineapple. She's putting up a 222 or more declutter video today as well, and so is Melesa. I'll put a link in the description below for both of their channels, so you can check them out for yourself. Meanwhile, happy decluttering!
To tell you the truth, I could set up a booth with the clutter I've gathered to pitch. By some, I've been told that my stuff is so old I could sell it and maybe get rich. I probably have more than a general store where a mom and a pop own the place. But I'd rather be me and give it for free with prayers for blessings and grace.
I hope this has inspired you to do some decluttering of your own. If it did, let me know in the comments. And if it didn't, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you either way.